The mirror in my bathroom wasn't loose. It was hinged. I discovered that at 1:32 a.m. when I leaned too hard against it, and it opened. What was behind it wasn't a wall. It was a room, and it looked like someone had been using it. I didn't move at first. I just stood there, staring at my reflection, now split down the middle. The mirror swung open silently, revealing darkness behind it. Not dusty darkness, not abandoned darkness, the kind that feels occupied. I'd lived in that apartment for almost a year. 1 bedroom, old building, cheap rent. The bathroom was small, but normal. Sink, toilet, mirror. At least, I thought it was normal. That night, I was brushing my teeth when I noticed the mirror shaking slightly. Just a vibration. Subtle. Like something behind it had moved. I pressed my palm flat against the glass. The mirror pushed back. That's when it swung open. Behind it was a narrow space, about the width of a closet. The air that came out was warm, stale, and it smelled like skin. I should have closed it. I know that now. But curiosity has a way of convincing you that you are in control. I reached for my phone and turned on the flashlight. The beam revealed a small room, concrete walls, no windows, no lights, just enough space for a person to stand, or sit, or wait. The walls were covered in scratches, hundreds of them, some deep, some shallow, all at about shoulder height, like someone had paced back and forth for a long time, dragging their fingers along the wall. I noticed something else then. The floor wasn't dusty. There were footprints, bare feet, fresh. I stepped back and closed the mirror. My reflection snapped back into place. Perfect, normal, like nothing was there. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on my bed, staring at the bathroom door, listening for movement. I didn't hear anything. That somehow made it worse. The next morning, I convinced myself there had to be an explanation. Old buildings have weird layouts, maintenance spaces, utility access. I told myself it was probably sealed off years ago. Probably. When I opened the mirror again in daylight, the room was still there. And now I could see more. There was a chair, not a bathroom chair, a wooden dining chair, old, worn smooth on the seat, placed directly facing the mirror, facing me. My stomach dropped, because that meant whoever sat there had been watching. I noticed the mirror from the other side then. There were smudges, handprints, finger marks, right where my face would be. I slammed the mirror shut, locked the bathroom door, and left the apartment. I called my landlord from my car, told him about the hidden room, the chair, the scratches. There was a long pause on the line. Then he said something that made my hands go cold. "There's no room behind that mirror." He came by that afternoon, unlocked the bathroom, opened the mirror. There was a wall, solid, painted, no hinge, no gap, nothing. I didn't argue. I didn't know how to. I stood there feeling stupid and relieved. That night, I slept, for the first time in days. I woke up to the sound of breathing, not mine. It was slow, controlled, right beside my bed. I didn't open my eyes. I didn't move. I counted my breaths and waited for it to stop. It didn't. Then I heard a soft sound. Glass. Sliding. The breathing moved away, toward the bathroom. I sat up and turned on the light. The apartment was empty, silent. The bathroom door was open. The mirror was open. The room was different now, lived in. There were blankets on the floor, food wrappers, a bottle of water, and on the wall, photos. Photos of me, sleeping, showering, brushing my teeth, standing inches from the mirror. One photo was different. It was taken from inside the room, through the mirror, my face pressed close to the glass, eyes unfocused, unaware. At the bottom of the pile was a note, written carefully, neatly. "You finally saw me." I ran. I didn't pack. I didn't call anyone. I left the apartment and never went back. 2 months later, I got an email from the landlord. Short, professional. "Your belongings have been removed. The mirror has been replaced." Attached was a photo. The bathroom, new mirror, clean, unbroken. But in the reflection, behind the glass, I could see a door, slightly open. I didn't tell anyone about the mirror, not the police, not my friends, not my family. How do you explain a room that only exists when you're alone? I moved into a new place across town, modern building, no history, no cheap rent, no mirrors I couldn't lift off the wall. For weeks, I slept with the lights on. I avoided reflections, covered the bathroom mirror with a towel, brushed my teeth in the kitchen sink. Eventually, the fear dulled. Life has a way of sanding down the sharpest memories. I started sleeping again. I started believing I'd escaped. Then the dreams began. I was standing in that narrow room, the concrete walls close enough to feel warm, the mirror in front of me, my apartment on the other side. I watched myself sleep. Every night, the dream lasted longer. Every night, I stayed closer to the glass. Until one night, I raised my hand, and my reflection raised its hand back. I woke up gasping, my palm pressed flat against my bedroom mirror. That morning, I found scratches on my wall, at shoulder height, long, uneven. I told myself it was stress, night terrors, muscle memory. I was lying. The email came a week later. No sender name, no subject, just an attachment, a photo. It was my old bathroom. The new mirror was gone. In its place was a doorway, open. Inside the room, the chair was still there, facing out. On the wall behind it were fresh photos, not of my old apartment, of my new one. The timestamp was from that morning. That's when I understood. The room wasn't attached to the apartment. It was attached to me. It wasn't hiding behind the mirror. The mirror was hiding me from it. I stopped running. That night, I sat on my bed and waited. I didn't turn on the lights. I didn't lock the door. When the breathing started, I didn't freeze. I spoke. "I see you." The room appeared instantly. The mirror slid open without a sound. The figure inside wasn't a stranger. It was thinner, hollowed, skin worn smooth where fingers had dragged along concrete. But it had my face. It smiled with relief. "I couldn't leave," it said. "Not until you noticed." I understood then. Every scratch, every photo, every night of watching. It hadn't been stalking me. It had been waiting to switch. I stepped forward. The room closed behind me. The mirror swung shut. From the other side, I watched myself sit on the bed, whole, free. They stood, looked at the mirror once, then walked out of the apartment. I stayed. The room is quiet now. No pacing. No scratching, just a chair, a mirror, and someone new will eventually lean too hard against it. I'll be ready.